So in terms of your teams then, what is, in your experience, the key factor to creating a high-performing team? We know diversity is one, so I'd like you to both comment on the diversity of your teams. Yeah. And define what diversity means to you first, right? And then what do you think what's that key factor that makes a team a high-performing team?
So it's a bit different, I think, if we speak from TriWest perspective versus the companies that we invest in. Yeah. In terms of my view of what companies we invest in, what make great teams versus okay teams, it's always leadership at the top. But the CEO has to, if they really want to excel and create an amazing business, they have to be able to recruit really talented people that have diverse backgrounds. So to me, diversity means personality, what sort of drives and motivates you. We're all different. What your strengths are from a technical standpoint, whether you're a salesperson, a marketing and operations, finance. So the ability to attract the best of the best is key. So that applies to both of our businesses. The difference between Terry's business and TriWest, though, is Terry is the CEO. So at some point, the great CEOs draw in all those fantastic people. They listen to them. They will have their view, but they're sort of open-minded enough to pivot and change their view based on the feedback they're getting from their team. The mediocre CEOs convince their team that they're right. And the really only nuance with TriWest is we're a partnership. So there is no one CEO. There's 6 CEOs in our partnership. So it's a great exercise, and Keith has lots of exposure to us, but it's a collaborative decision-making process. But no one person in the end has to make the call. And in business, I think your business is a bit different. In the end, sometimes the CEO just does have to make the call.
Well, I'll start by answering the question about diversity. I think diversity to me means a lot of, very similar to what Jeff said, and I think that what I would convey his comments, but I would also add to that by saying that it's a fast-paced world, and especially in the energy sector, and I would say that having the diversity within the room is one thing, and that to means coming from different backgrounds. Our team is a blend of we have diversity in your background, but we also have some similarities. A lot of us have played team sports, and we draw on that. The team background allows you to listen, to take action when you need to, but also to voice your opinion. We have something at ProStar we call respectful challenge, and that's a must in our business when the fast pace comes and a decision needs to be made. If you have somebody in the room that's not voicing their opinion and their background is in that area, you need to draw that out. Now, sometimes I think I do a reasonably good job of doing that, but I wouldn't say all of the time. Sometimes you get lost in the decision-making process, and a decision needs to be made. So you make one and you stand by it. But upon reflection, you look back and you go, could that have been a little better? Probably. And usually the answer comes from more listening, and then also promoting the people with the diversity to put them in this position or put them on the platform in which they feel comfortable to not only voice their opinion, but sometimes say those uncomfortable things. And so I think we've done a very good job at that. But again, the communication is just so crucial that there's always rooms for improvements there. I look at it as, my leadership style is one that, how many people I serve and how well I can serve them. And sometimes serving them is making a decision, and sometimes is just getting out of the way.
Yeah, I would say with Terry, you definitely pull the information out of your employees. So you're bringing all your key people in. The thing that you do, which you have to do, is you push people to their level of discomfort in a good way. Because people don't want to necessarily stick their neck out and try to accomplish something they think they can't actually do. So that's another good CEO trait, is you just got to keep people in a little bit of discomfort zone as they grow.
Do you think that comes from being an elite athlete and being in a team environment like in hockey, where you have to do that? You have to play your part. You have to push through.
Yeah, well, I've seen it firsthand when you get to those uncomfortable places. Usually, the uncomfortability comes from, extending yourself and getting, to, reaching for the pinnacle of, where you've been, and then past that. When you get past your pinnacle of what you've experienced in the past, well, that provides that uncomfortability. And when you get to that spot, that provides the greatest learnings, whether it manifests it with success or not. Sometimes your greatest learnings are when you don't succeed. I've seen Jeff, how he reacts in the face of adversity. I've seen TriWest act in the face of adversity, and I like it. Was it challenging? Sure. But we're in with the right groups. So that's shown itself. And it also, when I go through the ranks of the people on our teams, our retention's over 90%. People stayed through the tough times, and the reason they did is it's not just a paycheck. I don't believe the paycheck has anything to do with it. I think these people are all the tops in their industry. They could get another job. I think they stayed because of ProStar's ability and my ability, Jeff's ability to push for better. And invariably, people want to be better. When you notice something, a trait in somebody, and you ask them to do more of that or extend themselves, I think that if you communicate it properly, I think that provides inspiration versus the other.